Thank you for joining us. This is Maria Yañez, and I am with Mature Living. I'm the director of the Senior Adult Program at the El Paso Community College. And as you know, this program is being brought to you by the college, and so we want to thank you for joining us. We always bring you information, and we invite guests to provide, information and accessibility, thoughts about persons with disabilities. And today we have Maria Perez, who's joining us here to talk a little bit about Volar and about Alas. Now that sounds kind of strange, but you tell us about Volar, the Center for Independent Living, and then a little bit about a group.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you for having us here today. Volar Center for Independent Living is an organization that is made up of people with disabilities. Our board of directors and decision-making staff has to be people with disabilities, and it's made up for people with disabilities. So in order to receive services from Volar, you have to have a disability. Any kind of disability, any age. We've worked with families that have a newborn, and certainly have worked with the elderly and many older El Pasoans.
Across the span.
Across the lifespan, exactly.
Volar has been around for quite a few years. How many years now? Ooh, maybe longer than that.
I've been working at Volar for 17 years.
Okay.
So Volar has probably been around for about 30 plus years.
And what kinds of programs do you provide? And then we're going to be talking about one in particular today.
I think the biggest service that we can provide through all of our programs is the concept of independent living. The concept that we live in an interdependent society, and even people with disabilities, like everybody else, needs a support system.
Yes.
The average person goes to the barber, goes to the mechanic, goes to get their hair done, goes to the butcher,
to the bank.
To the bank. We need people around us as a support system all the time.
Yes,
across our lifespan. So why is it that a person with a disability is expected to be self-sufficient when the rest of society isn't?
Yes.
But everybody makes their choices.
That's the key.
That's the key, and that's where independence lies.
That's beautiful.
Your capacity to choose, be the boss of your life.
Yes.
And when you tell that to somebody with a disability that has never heard it before, it can be quite empowering.
Yes. Definitely, there's a lot of programs that you provide, but one in particular we wanted to talk about, unless you want to mention some of those others briefly.
Well, we're very excited right now that we have many services for the deaf and hard of hearing community. And this includes elderly, this includes children, again, across the lifespan. We have a lot of assistive technology. We have a lot of supports for those that are deaf and hard of hearing.
Yes.
We're going to have a new program that is going to involve people with visual impairments, people that are blind. So our very specific services keep growing and growing.
That's
and
wonderful.
growing. Yes.
One in particular that I'm interested in is the ALAS, which stands for Active Living Accessible Society, and it's a support group for women.
It's a support group for women, and it's kind of blended in with the concept of volar, to fly.
Yes.
And so alas is the Spanish word for wings.
Wings.
So it's about capacity building for women with disabilities so that they have an opportunity to do many things that they had not done before.
Yes. And what's the purpose? You just mentioned the purpose of ALAS and working with women as a support group. What are the kinds of things that you talk about? Is it a safe place to talk and share?
ALAS is supposed to be a safe place. We have some very specific rules. This is the safe place where you can talk about whatever's in your mind, whatever's heavy in your heart, whatever curiosities you have as a person with a disability. We still live with a lot of taboos and a lot of no-nos as far as people with disabilities are concerned. And so this becomes a safe place where we can discuss many things
Personal things, even sexuality or
Oh,
you know,
yes.
topics that maybe you don't talk about it with your family, but you have this wonderful support group that you can share
And
experiences.
one of the interesting things is that's a big taboo is anger.
Yes.
Anger and displeasure is a big taboo because you know you're supposed to be grateful for the life you have, but a lot of people do have all sorts of other issues that they need to deal with.
Okay.
So Alas becomes a safe place with respectful listening, non-judgmental. What is said in Alas stays in Alas.
That's wonderful.
This is not the material for your gossip with your comadres, to gossip with your friends, to talk about with other people. And these are some very strict rules that we have.
It's growing. Your group is growing, and when do you meet?
Well,
and what days?
The concept of the group is growing. In fact, Mr. Jose Lara has started a men's support group.
Very good.
Yes, Mr. Lara is starting a men's support group. And the Alas Women's Support Group meets the second and fourth Wednesday of the month from 1 until 3.
Okay.
From 1 until 3. And if anybody's interested in registering and signing up for the men's support group or for the women's support group, they can call 915-591-0800 and ask for the support group.
And we haven't even mentioned your name again, because we're going to ask for Maria Perez. Will be able to answer any questions about Alas or about Volar. And
Well, the front desk
yes,
has all the information as well.
Okay.
Yes, and I am Maria Perez. My assistant is Josefina Parra. And Mr. Lara is in charge of the men's support group, and his assistant is Apolonia Lozano.
Volar has been around, and we respect all the work that you all do and your efforts. Maybe one last message that you'd like to share about your work and about your life.
I
in a
think
sense.
that it's important as the Americans with Disability Act has turned 25 last year. And nonetheless, you still see a lot of prejudices, a lot of discrimination, and people with disabilities need to, stand up and be counted and be heard.
And we need to stand by you as well, next to you.
Yes,
in
of course.
in every way.
Because everybody needs a support system.
That's right. Oh, that's a beautiful thought, and it's a challenge.
Yes.
And we're challenging you to stand by and stand next to persons with disabilities. Come, if you know someone, a woman, join this Alas Women's Support Group. It would be great.
Thank you, Mary.
Well, thank you for being here. We're always learning, and we're always trying to help our community, and that's what we're all about. Okay, well, let's continue our conversation here on Mature Living. Another great program that is going to come about in August is the fishing at Ascarate Lake, and this is a wonderful program being coordinated by Jaime Slim Salas, who's with us here today to share and invite you, entire families, to go to Ascarate Lake. And he's going to talk about the fishing tournament for children ages 3 to 16, adults, you name it. So, Slim, thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having us, and congratulations on 25 years of being on the air.
Oh my gosh, I can't even believe
May
that.
you have another 75.
Maybe not that long, Slim.
Thank you. You know what? Once again, the magic word is free.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
The magic word is free. I'm part of the Ascarate Fishing Club, and we host 4 fishing tournaments a year. We've got 2 more coming up. One will be August the 13th. The other one will be October the 15th. Okay, these tournaments for children that are between the ages of 3 to 16. Okay, we invite the entire family. Now we provide fishing rods, bait, T-shirts, hot dogs, and prizes. Okay. If they have their own equipment, they're welcome to use it.
Yes.
And what we want to see is we want to see families out there. I want to see abuelos. I want to see grandparents out there with the grandkids, because it's a Kodak moment for the family.
Yes,
you
it
know,
is.
and it's an opportunity for the children to get out and experience fishing.
Absolutely, and that is you know, something that is learned. You have to know how to put that little bait on the safely on the fishing pole and use those hooks and that's what you all do as volunteers in this organization.
Our organization is really an educational organization. We work with Parks and Wildlife. What we do is we go visit organizations and schools and whatnot, wherever we're invited, and we teach about fishing, but also marine conservation, water conservation, the importance of why not to throw things in the lake, because it kills fish.
All kinds of things. Well, smaller than tires, even bottle caps and things like that, that can harm the fish that would swallow that.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Well, children need to learn how to take care of our environment.
Take care of Mother Earth.
That's it. So tell me about the event. What time will it start? How do they register? The routine.
The event starts Saturday, which would be August the 13th at 7:30. You can start registration. Registration is between 7:30 and 10:30 a.m. Okay. Now, in order for the child to participate in the prizes, they must be registered. In order for them to get hot dogs, they must be registered. They will be receiving an armband that lets us know that they're registered. We will have hot dogs for them. We'll have T-shirts. We'll have prizes.
And the ages?
The ages will be from 6 to 16.
3 to 16.
3 to 16,
Little ones can be there because you have a little tiny pool, you know, with fish in there. And oh, they're so cute. It is just amazing what you all do over there. So many volunteers and so many participants. One of the things that I noticed last year when I attended was that all the families are around the edge, and they get, the earlier you go, the better spot you can get.
Right.
Yes.
Right. I think one of the number one questions that we're asked as soon as they register is, what's the best spot? You know?
Many best spots. Many good spots. So tell me about the prizes and where, you know, you have sponsors.
We're
How can
very
people
fortunate. We have good sponsors for the last, I don't know, 10 years. I've been with the club, 2 years now. But we have Coles, okay. We have Price's Dairy, who always with us. We have Academy, who's with us. Fort Bliss,
oh my goodness.
Youth Services comes in, and they do all the cooking for us and whatnot. Of course, we team up with Texas Parks and Wildlife and the County of El Paso.
Yes.
They play a big role in us doing this.
Do you have to have a fishing license for a certain age group?
Well, the state requires that if you're over 16, you must have a fishing license. Under 16, no. You're fine.
So the little ones between 3 and 16, it's free. You don't have to have a fishing license. You must register so that you can get prizes. Tell me some of the prizes, and I watched the winners and what kinds of.
Well, every tournament has different prizes.
Aha.
So they're surprised. Let me do that.
And for what? Tiny.
It's for the largest fish, but it's in different age groups.
And the smallest fish.
And then we have one for the grand prize for the biggest of all.
Oh boy! And
like last year when you were there, we had I believe the grand prize winner was a 3-year-old young lady, 3 years old that caught, I think it was some.
The biggest one. Oh, how amazing! And such pride for the families, and that's going to instill. What do you want to instill as you educate young people? And
life's better outdoors.
Yes.
You know, that we need to take care of Mother Earth again. Like I said, you know, Ascarate Lake is a wonderful place for families to go and enjoy, you know, and it's getting better and better and better. You know, fishing, I believe, to me, that fishing is a great time to talk to your child or your grandchild. And one of the things I believe that grandparents don't do is we don't take the time, and this is the time to do it. Take them fishing and tell them about yourself. Tell them some of the old stories.
Yes.
So that they can remember and pass
History
it
of the
on.
family.
Sure. Because we all have history at Ascarate Lake.
We do. That's the wonderful thought. People can donate.
Yes.
Also, money. It's tax deductible because
Correct.
your Ascarate Fishing Club is a nonprofit organization.
Right. It's a 501(c)(3).
Very good.
A lot of people ask, well, you know, I have a small business and we'll take anything. any amount does.
Yes.
You know, one of the things that I'm really hoping to get this year, that we're hoping to get, is organizations that will come and volunteer. Like if you work for a bank, and you know, a lot of banks and businesses, they do community service. We'd like for them to team up with us, and we'd like to see some employees out there and volunteer and help us each year.
That's wonderful. That's a great idea, and I hope you get a lot of calls, because we do want to give your phone number out, and anything else that you'd like to announce at this point. Tell me a little bit more about what you do, your purpose. I understand you have a new puppy.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
My puppy Ariel.
Ariel.
I adopted her here about a month ago from the El Paso Humane Society. She's a special needs little pup. She's on a wheelchair, so now I can say my dog looks like me. But she's.
Or the dogs look like the
I'm
owners.
actually
The
gonna have
owners
her
look
out
like.
there.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to have her out
You're going to
there.
have her out there.
Yeah, her and Teddy.
That is so cool. Just to go see Ariel, you know, and watch her in her little wheelchair, and special needs doggy. And I think we need to promote that. I mean, we can have fun with anybody.
With anybody, with anything.
Anywhere, right?
Let me
Ascarate.
mention, if they would like to contact me directly,
Yes, please.
they can call me at 790-3788 with any questions, whether it's about the fishing, the club. We're really hoping that this year to really get more members.
That's good.
Female and male.
That's it. We have to join, right? Okay, so you make sure you call Jaime Slim. Well, he likes to be called Slim Salas, okay? Give him a call and join us at Ascarate. Well, thank you for staying with us. Before we go, we have a serious topic to talk about. And would you recognize human trafficking? One of the important things that we want to bring to light today on Mature Living is that we all need have a responsibility to be on the lookout. And so we've invited Marlett Garcia and also Alexis Ferron, and they're here representing the Paso del Norte Center of Hope. They have a program, and I want them to explain a little bit about this poster. Would you, Alex?
Well, this is our poster for human trafficking. It's the blue campaign, and the poster reads, "Can you see her? It's time to open your eyes. Victims of sex trade, domestic servitude, and forced labor have been invisible until now."
Invisible until now. Tell me a little bit. I've got to wrap my head around this topic, because it's a very serious topic, and it's kind of a silent. It's in the community. You think about other countries, human trafficking. Here in the United States?
Yes, ma'am, most definitely. And here in El Paso as well. El Paso is actually known to be a hotspot due to the fact that we're the border region and we have I-10 that crosses through. So not only does it happen in foreign countries, like third world countries, it happens in the United States. And actually, United States, we have about 27 million victims worldwide. And within the United States, it's approximately, there's 8,000 victims of human trafficking.
It's amazing. You know, it's so close to home and right in our home. So, Alexis, how do we recognize human trafficking?
There's different things that you could recognize from human trafficking. It's not something that you're gonna see right away, but then once we tell you that, hey, maybe this person, they're very shy. They don't like to talk. You know, they put their head down. They're scared. Yes. If you notice that, then that could be a sign as well. Also, if there's always someone talking for somebody else. Say you're going to the hospital and the other person's telling you, oh, this is what happened to them, this is what happened to them, and they're just looking down. That could be another sign.
Yes.
These are different things that you could see, that you see on a daily, but you don't notice it.
Oh, it's amazing. So sometimes there's a stereotype where we think women are out soliciting, and we think, well, that's her choice, right? You mentioned that a little bit ago.
A lot of people assume that prostitution, it's their choice, that this is the life that they wanted to have. But what they don't see is the background of it, where they're actually forced into it. They have no choice but to do that because they have to make money for their pimp. And what people just look at it is, oh, they wanted to prostitute themselves. This is their choice. They didn't want to go to school. They didn't want to get a job. This is them. This is what they wanted their life to be. They're drug addicts.
Yeah. You know, human trafficking doesn't hit home very easily. What should we know in your pamphlets, and how are you trying to get the word out? How can the community help, to take care of this? And who are your organization? Who sponsors your organization? Is it a nonprofit?
We actually get funded through the Department of Justice, so we get federal government money. Nonetheless, we actually do partner with different agencies within El Paso that can sponsor us, or they provide referral systems for us. So we're not just like one entity that just does human trafficking. We're the primary one, but we refer out to, for example, we have clients who are in need of medical assistance or legal service. We go to our agencies, to our partners, and they are the ones that assist us to be able to do a holistic approach, meaning that we work with the client to make sure that their well-being, is taken care of.
And they need to be safe. So do you
Yes.
have a safe place?
We actually do have a safe location for the victims, and sometimes they do need to stay with us. They could stay with us for as long as they need to, so they could do the transition from a victim to a survivor.
And sometimes they have to leave town to go far, far away to start over. Are they young ladies mostly? Are there young men also?
There's actually, what people presume that it's human trafficking is just young women, but it's actually, it could be males, it could be women, it could be children, teens, any age. There could be human trafficking.
So you're all about awareness.
Yes.
And so can you be invited to speak? Because I'm already, my wheels are turning to invite you to different organizations, to speak to young people at the community college, at UTEP, to make people aware of what we should be looking for and how to report. It's so important.
Most definitely. Actually, one of our main services is education and outreach. And Alexis does community outreach, and I assist as we present together. So we can present to anyone that actually would want to know more about human trafficking around the community. They can just call our number, and we would be more than happy to go and assist.
That's wonderful. So how long is your presentation? As long as maybe half an hour? Or?
It could be shortened, and it could also be, depending on what type of group that we're going to go present to, we could adjust our presentation. If it's for the healthcare professionals, we could adjust it for healthcare. If it's for
senior citizens,
yes. We could adjust it. Okay. We're very versatile.
And I want to know what you do aside from the outreach and working with the Paso del Norte Center of Hope. What, are you a student?
I'm actually a student right now. I go to UTEP.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I'm on my senior year, so I'm almost done.
Congratulations. And you're not even studying law enforcement or anything like that.
No, I'm actually studying biological sciences.
Well, congratulations for doing this, aside from the brain stuff, with biology's hard.
It is.
But you'll be graduating soon. So.
Yes.
And of course, Marlett, what did you study?
I actually got my master's in social work from UTEP. I graduated last year. And during my time at UTEP, I actually was an intern at Paso del Norte Center of Hope. So I kind of transferred and moved on to an employee.
Well, you all are very informative. You know your business. You know what you need to do. And definitely to educate this community. I will be a good resource for you because I'm going to send you all over the place.
Please do.
To give
That'd be
presentations. What number can we give for your organization or to contact either one of you?
You could actually reach us at 915-307-2175.
Okay. And one last thing is, if they call or report, what are the basic things that people should be looking at? Just suspicion of human trafficking? Just a suspicion is okay to call?
Yes, just a tip if you're suspicious of some unusual activity, if a lot of people are going into a residential area, if they keep going in and out, different cars at different hours of the time, just call a tip and they'll be under investigation.
Yeah.
Very quietly, and it's anonymous?
It's
Yes,
anonymous,
ma'am.
yes.
And one of the main things that we encourage the community is that if you feel that you might know there's something's off, it's more than likely is. And usually we have cases, for example, when youth run away and the parents are looking for them. In a lot of cases, those kids are being pimped out or, being forced. They were abducted. Yes, ma'am. So things like that, if you feel something in your gut and you're being cautious and you realize something's off, please reach out. And I actually wanted to really quickly, I had mentioned that there was approximately 8,000. It's 80,000. 60,000 to 80,000 individuals who are victims within the United States. So
that is just mind-blowing.
yes, ma'am.
We need to do something about that. We need
Yes.
to rescue, rescue, right?
Yes.
Definitely, and help people, anybody that's being abused and exploited in this way. Human trafficking, a very serious topic. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having us.
And I hope we've educated you, and you need to know what to do. Report. We'll see you all next week. Thank you for joining us here on Mature Living.